Hey, hi, how you doing? Happy Monday, everyone. The world is raining today. It's rainy and very cloudy. I can't even see the mountains, and where I live in Utah, the mountains are huge. I live on the Wasatch Front, and I can't even see the mountains, and I'm like right by them. That's how cloudy it is. And it's kind of beautiful. I'm loving the rain. I'm wishing that I wore a sweater today, but I am loving the rain. It is wonderful. It is definitely telling us that fall is here. We are very much in fall in this metal energy, and I, for one, am so here for it. I'm so here for it. It has been a really interesting couple of days, and I'm gonna forewarn you that I might get emotional. They're very happy tears. I'm not an insanely cry person. I wouldn't say that I'm not an emotional person, because I definitely feel emotions, but if I cry, just know they're tears of joy, because I have been more so. And particularly as I've been talking about this topic over the last few days with friends, it's just made me a little bit emotional, and how beautiful things can be, and how almost like this feels like an achievement. Like I've unlocked an achievement on my spiritual journey. That is my path. So I think I need to take a second to explain where I've come from and why this is so important to me, because some people may do this very easily, and this may be very easy for them to do, but for me it is not. First off, like, I very much grew up in a way that I was kind of myself. I was very much myself. I've always been the kind of kid that relied upon myself. I did not have an enormous group of friends. I wouldn't say that I didn't have any friends, because that's not true. But I never really had, like, there are a few people in my life who I'm like, oh yeah, I felt like we were best friends. But I don't think I ever really had that, like, real friend love from a human. I don't think I've ever really allowed myself to emotionally rely upon another person. That has always been, that I would say, if there was a core wound, that would probably be it for me. For lots of reasons, and the reasons are really unimportant, I've always struggled with that. I've always really struggled to let people support me for numerous amounts of reasons. Again, not important, but something that I've really wanted in the last 7 or 8 years is when I moved to Utah, I had this kind of goal that I wanted friends. Like, I really wanted friends. Like, I just had this desire, and I never had it before. I never had this desire for, like, true ride or die friendship. And when I moved to Utah, I was like, yes, okay, I want that. I really want that. And it kind of came in the form of, like, I really want girlfriends. Like, I really want girlfriends. I always kind of hung out with dudes. Just the nature of my career and where I worked, I was just around a lot of dudes. And I was like, nope, I want girlfriends. I want girlfriends in Utah. I want to be a girl's girl. Like, I really want to develop that. And then I've kind of gone on this journey, and I've been hurt. I've been hurt by some girlfriends. I've lost friends. I have maybe not been the best friend. I definitely haven't been the best friend. I've hurt friends. I've been on this path of, like, trying to figure out how the hell to do that. Like, how do I do this? How do I be friends with people? How do I learn to trust people? How do I learn to let people in? How? I don't even know how to do that. And it was easy for me to get to the place of giving. Like, that was pretty easy for me. Like, okay, I can give to people. Like, I can show up for them. I can do that. Now, what has been a real hard thing for me to do is to receive to receive that support and not go into this space of like, oh, I manipulated them to support me. I forced them to support me. They're too kind to support me. Like, I really talked myself out of genuine, just unconditional giving. Like, I could do it, and I knew, like, rationally I knew, like, yeah, I give to people. Of course they enjoy giving to me. Like, I knew this idea. Like, I understood that was a thing that happened, but I didn't really know it. Like, I didn't really feel it. I always had, oh, well, it was because of this or because of that, or I did something, I forced them, or I, like, all these bullshit things that I would tell myself as to why someone was supporting me and why someone was giving to me, and like they just wanted something from me, or like all this stuff, all this crap. And if you are vibing with this at all, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you probably have done that too, where you just explained away, almost probably gaslighted yourself, to be honest. Like, I hate that kind of crap, but like, you get what I'm saying. Like, I want you to understand what I'm saying about this, about people really giving to me. And here's where the emotion comes. This weekend, you know, I've just been on this, like, this year has been this year of observing. I had this really, really deep awareness of my third eye opening a little more, meaning I wasn't just dictionary definition knowing what something meant. I wasn't just knowing what the dictionary version of love is. Like, this is love, and then the words that described it. Like, there was a sensation that I could connect to that word now. And that's what I mean by deeper third eye awakening. Like, this third eye heart connection thing was happening for me. And I was knowing, like, I had a know inside of me, and there was a sensation connecting to that. That's kind of happened to me earlier this year. And then I started to have this understanding of how I can connect with people, and I started to feel joy in connecting with people. I've started to feel joy. Again, not the definition, not the Webster version of what that means, but like actual joy. Like, there was a sensation in my body that I could say that was joy, and that was happiness, and that was beautiful, and I could feel it. And that has been really fun. That has been really fun. And to start to experience it, like when I watched movies and when all this stuff happened, and it was just beautiful. And this weekend was just so beautiful, because I had this experience, and I went to this event, and I wasn't even going to go. It was an event at our barn, and I went, and Ellie went with me, and Ellie is my stepdaughter, my daughter. She and I were going to this sorting event, and we were just going to play around, and I was going to ride Sunny, and she rode Stevie, one of Stevie's horses, Penny, who owns the barn I keep my horses at. And I'm so grateful for the people at my barn. And I get there, and I'm like, okay, I get Ellie ready, and I get her, and she's riding, and she's doing her thing, and she's settled. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my horse now, and I'm gonna get on her, because it's like a lot. Like, if your kids do an activity that's dangerous, there's like a sense of like, okay, I want to make sure that she's settled in the situation before I get myself settled. So she was settled, whatever. And then we had some beautiful runs, and it was so lovely because everyone there was so supportive, and they were helping Ellie kind of figure it out, and it was a lot of fun. And later on in the evening, I was riding my horse, and then there's another horse that I really like to ride, and his name's Kevin. And Kevin is owned by Christine, who is like one of the most beautiful people. And so we did have, Kevin and I really like to sort together, and we're pretty good. Like, we're pretty connected, and we can have some fun with it. And it's not, Sunny and I are just not quite there, because she's learning and we're learning to trust each other. We're just not at that phase in our relationship yet, which is fine. And so I'm riding Kevin, and then we get a little bit competitive, and then there becomes like the last run, and it becomes this kind of boy versus girl thing, and it's all in good fun. And I was going to ride Kevin for this, and Christine's son had walked away and unsaddled Kevin, and I was like, oh, hey. And I went to find them, and I was so grateful because Kevin was unsaddled, and everyone rushed to resaddle him, and we had a beautiful last run, and it was so much fun, and we didn't end up winning, but that's not what it was about. We had this flowy run, and it was way fun. And I'm getting to a point, I promise. And I get home, and I start to go down this path of, I just manipulated her to put that horse's saddle back on. I shouldn't have asked for that. That was really selfish of me. Like, the shame spiral, right? And I tell Parker this, and he's like, that's not true. That's not what you did. It was lovely, and everyone was having so much fun with it. You did not do that. And over the night, I think to myself, like, what if I just received that she wanted to help me? What if I didn't fight it? What if I just received that someone genuinely wanted me to have a good time, and I just lost it? Because it was so beautiful that someone would want me to have fun, and that cared enough about me to have fun, and that I actually truly received it. And then I cried for like the 14th time. That was the first time of many this weekend. And then later yesterday, I talked about Helga a bit and her journey, and I'll try not to tell another long-winded story. But I'm at the barn, and I am deciding, okay, Helga really needs to get her feet trimmed, and it's going to kind of be a bit of a team effort. And Ellie's helping me, and it's beautiful, and we're figuring it out. And then Stevie walks by, and she just says, hey, let me help you. And I just was like, yes, please help me, because we're doing lovely, but it would go faster and be more efficient if you did help me. And we trim Helga's feet, and she has been so sick and so unwell for such a long time. And it was so beautiful to just watch her not fall down, to not lean, and to just stand up and let us trim her feet. And it's so silly, like, on the outside, but on the inside, the significance of that moment was just so beautiful to me. It was so beautiful in how much I just have so many people around me who just care, and who genuinely want me to be happy, and genuinely want me to have good things in my life. And I just spent so much time not receiving. I spent so much time with these fake stories of why that wasn't happening, of how I was this person who wasn't worthy of that, and I was forcing these things in my life. And it was just, I feel like I'm forever changed, and I feel like I have just this incredibly new and different outlook on what friendship means. Not only to give that best friend, that ride or die, that companion kind of energy, but also how to, like, actually receive that. How to be so open to letting that into my life. And I really hope that you're listening to this and you start to ask yourself, am I receiving? Am I allowing the beautiful things to come into my life? Or am I saying all of these reasons why I shouldn't? Or why I manipulated that to happen? So, there is my emotional story. I hope something in this story awakens for you, or helps you see joy, or helps you find peace, or I hope you receive something from this. I really, really do. And know that there are so many people who just love you so much. If all you could do is just open to receive it, the world becomes this just beautiful place, even when it's gloomy and raining. So, okay, enough emotional Jasmine for one Sharecast. But I do truly love you all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.